AIDS Education Month is a series of conferences and events that really bring together the entire city to talk about HIV and AIDS in a conversation that many people don't get to have on an everyday basis. I've been doing it this will be my 7th year of AIDS Education Month, and it has grown over the years by leaps and bounds. The first year that I did the Prevention Summit, we had about 550 people attend, and now we have almost double that for the Prevention Summit. So the amount of people who are attending the events has grown tremendously, our outreach has grown tremendously, and our community partners have grown over those years and have made it more and more successful.
HIV and AIDS is one of the most important issues we have to deal with today. This epidemic has been devastating now for over 30 years.
We actually, between us and some of the other AIDS service organizations in North Philly, rented a bus, and so everyone we all had stops, and we picked clients up and took them all down to the convention center. And it's how much we believe in the fact that AEM has valuable information to give to our clients.
I'm very much involved, and you can be involved too. You know, come out, get involved, get to know people, volunteer places, and you'll have a ball.
The Prevention and Outreach Summit is a very large conference that addresses a number of different issues related to HIV and AIDS. It addresses different types of prevention strategies around preventing HIV and AIDS. It addresses some treatment that may be going on and new research that's coming down the pipeline. It addresses targeting different groups that are impacted by HIV and AIDS. It's a big catch-all conference around how to stop the epidemic, how to end the epidemic, and really what are the best strategies and what are people doing that are making a difference in our communities that we can take back and learn from.
And as much as we would like to think that everybody knows about HIV and everybody knows about how to prevent HIV, there's never too much information out there, and getting that information out to people is extremely, extremely important.
Beyond the Walls, the Prison Healthcare and Reentry Summit really came about to address specifically the needs of people living with HIV and the healthcare system in the prison system as well. And it was meant to bring together a group of people who don't often get together in the same room. And it's a very unique conference that addresses some of the most difficult and intractable part of the epidemic, which is concentrated in our prison population, and how upon re-entering society, folks can get connected to care. There is a tremendous need for those who are working in prisons and working with people who have a history of incarceration for understanding some of the unique challenges people living with HIV face, both when they're incarcerated and when they're coming out of incarceration, in terms of getting their medications, making sure that they are connected to care, making sure that by the simple fact that they are in prison that they don't, that their health care doesn't suffer because they're living with HIV. And the stigma that can come along with that is incredibly important for folks to understand in the prisons as well, who are working in those prisons. So it's a very unique and an important conference that really addresses the intersection of HIV and mass incarceration.
It's not only important for the faith community to be involved, but I believe that the community at large should be involved. However, the faith community and many of our communities, especially faith communities, the faith leaders are those who involve the community in a lot of different issues. It was a time where the faith communities were really sticking their head in the sand. But I feel very, very good about being a part of getting rid of the stigma, involving people of faith. The Faith Summit in itself, that's a way to bring people of faith together. about this issue, HIV and AIDS. And so therefore, when they come, we're able to fellowship and to eat and to worship and all around this particular issue of HIV and AIDS. A lot of people just aren't aware of what's happening with HIV and AIDS and how it's devastating a lot of families and communities. When a person believes they can be healed, when they know that there's people praying for them, that there's hope there, then they have a better shot.
So every year we have a wide range of different events geared towards young people. We usually have an entire track in the Prevention Summit called the Youth Track that addresses HIV in youth populations. We also often have workshops at the Prison Summit as well that address youth and incarceration issues as it relates to healthcare and HIV and AIDS. Last year we had an event with the B-Boy community, which was the breakdancing community, for those who are not familiar with that, had a whole competition, breakdancing competition that was incredible and brought about 200 young people to the event and provided testing at that event. This year we are hosting a much larger music event called Hip Hop for Philly. And it's going to be at the Trocadero, and it'll be a number of hip-hop artists. If folks want to attend the event, they are going to have to get an HIV test, and then they can attend the event for free. In addition, we often, with the Colors organization, host the Crystal Ball, which is a prevention ball in the ballroom community. And we had almost 700 people attend last year. And although this is not exclusively a youth event, meaning that many people can come who are older than 30, it is an event that really caters to a younger generation. And the performances are really quite incredible. And the messaging that goes out at that event, again, is about get tested, know your status, know how to protect yourself from HIV and AIDS. The Community Cookout is one of my favorite events. It is one of my favorite events because it is so much fun. It is just a pure fun event. It is a get-together for those of us in the community to relax, to bring our families out, to enjoy a beautiful day in June in Fairmount Park. And it is always filled with amazing barbecue food. It has, we have children's activities, games that we play, face painting in the past. We always have a DJ and there's always karaoke, and it is a lot of fun.
Everybody comes out. It's so amazing to see everybody from all the different groups, everybody all together. One great big happy family. I love it.
The reason we have so many planning partners is because it's really important to get as many people involved in the process as possible. And we look for planning partners from the entire AIDS service organization community, but also outside of that community for folks who are working with people who may come in contact with people living with HIV and AIDS and not sure what to do about it. Social service agencies, schools, teachers, counselors, therapists, people who may have some interaction with people living with HIV and AIDS and want to spread more information about that to their communities. Planning partners can do a wide variety of things. They can serve on committees. We have different events, and each event often has its own committee that helps to plan the different event. So planning partners can be very, very involved in developing workshops. They can be involved in getting speakers. They can be involved in getting performances and making those happen. They can also be involved in marketing and outreach into the community, and that's a huge piece of what planning partners do, is really spreading the word about the events that are going on, spreading the word about HIV and AIDS, and making sure that communities that are most impacted are able to attend and come to the events.